What's up, everybody, and welcome to an all-new episode of Casters of Horror. I'm Chris Mess.
I'm Shane, and this is our review of the movie of the year, Evil Dead Rise.
Evil Dead Rise.
Yes.
I was like, really?
Rise!
Rise, quickly! They've already given it that title, huh?
I've given it that title.
You've given it that title. Okay. Well, so obviously, you've seen it.
That's usually a good thing to do before you review a movie.
Yeah, exactly. I was able to go this weekend and check it out. What night did I go? I went Friday night. I guess it was technically opening night, but technically not all at the same time.
Yeah.
Because you went Friday morning, right?
Yeah. I ended up going Friday morning, and there was only like 3 or 4 other people in the theater, which
there wasn't a whole lot of mine either that night.
I mean, it was I went to a really early show, so I expect that, but I was fine with it, honestly. But
yeah. No, I expected a few more people than what was there. And the ones that were there proceeded to talk for some of it. And a lot of them laughed in parts where I was like, really? This is a part where you're laughing? But okay.
I guess there were a few.
There was some funny. I mean, come on, it's Sam Raimi. You know, it's based off of his stuff, so of course you're gonna get some of those jokes and stuff.
More so than in the 2013. I mean, there was like no humor in the 2013.
That one was dark, from like start to finish. I mean, not to take. I mean, what was his name? Who was the guy who did that one?
I don't know.
Oh, I just had his name on the tip of my tongue too. You know what? Now I gotta look it up.
Yeah. I don't know. This one though, it did have maybe a few lines here and there, but I also think most of the humorous lines were already in the trailer. But
yeah.
But no, this one was straight up dark, and my personal opinion, that's how I prefer the Evil Dead movies. Now I know that's probably minority opinion.
Wait, you prefer it which way?
I prefer just the dark.
Just the dark.
I'm not really into like the whole slapstick.
Yeah, because so if you guys haven't seen any of the Evil Dead movies, Evil Dead 1 was more serious. It was a straight up serious film.
I mean, it was campy for its time. I mean, but it was serious.
Yeah, it was serious. Yeah. Evil Dead 2 was almost frame by frame remake of 1 with some weird stuff thrown in.
Yeah, the first part of it anyway.
I mean, it just goes off the wall. I like 2 better than 1 personally.
Okay.
Then we have Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
Which I like. Not my favorite one.
No.
I was a huge fan of the 2013 release. That one was done by Fede Alvarez.
Okay.
He also did Don't Breathe, Girl in the Spider's Web. What else did he do? Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He did the story for that one. But anyway,
and see, for me, Evil Dead 2013, I kind of struggled with like maybe actually putting it as my least favorite of the entire franchise.
Wait, you struggled with putting it as your least favorite?
Because I actually would put either that one or Army of Darkness in the bottom slot. But I say that, and it's only because if you're ranking things, something has to be last. You know what I mean?
Now here's what's funny for me. Out of all of the films that I've watched the most, the 2013 is the one that I've watched the most.
Okay.
Like, that's the one that I go back to and just put on to watch. I like all of the tone of it.
Of all of them, that's probably the one I'd least be interested in watching again.
Really?
Yeah.
And I go to that one, and then I go to 2.
Yeah.
And then Army of Darkness. So that's the order for me. Now, has that order changed? We will find out. So, but anyway, this one, obviously, Evil Dead Rise. It was written and directed by Lee Cronin. Lee Cronin also did The Hole in the Ground, Ghost Train, 50 States of Fright.
I really liked The Hole in the Ground.
I haven't watched that. Yeah, and now I'm interested to go check it out.
Yeah, I thought that one was a pretty good one. And when I found out, I didn't realize, right away that he had done that. But when I found out after watching Evil Dead Rise, I'm like, oh, okay, actually, I can see that. That makes sense to me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm definitely interested in checking out more of his work.
Yeah,
now, for sure.
Yeah.
This is the first one to take place in the city. An urban,
in a high rise, which I confess embarrassingly that it took me forever to make that connection to the title of the movie.
Evil Dead Rise. Yes, yes, which has the buildings on some of the posters and but it's okay, Shane. It's okay. We're all still here. Yeah. So we have 2 sisters. One is played by Lily Sullivan, who's the mother of 3 kids. Then we've got I'm sorry. Lily Sullivan plays Beth, the sister. Sorry.
Yeah. I thought you got that backward there for a second.
Alyssa Sutherland plays Ellie. Sorry.
Yeah.
And a girl who looks almost exactly like Selena Gomez plays one of the daughters, and I'm like, is that no? It's no. Wait, yep. No. But anyway, really, really good casting. The kids were really good. The 2 sisters were incredible. This one, the way that they come across the Necronomicon, the Book of the Dead, is different for sure. It's not in a the other ones were almost like they didn't come by it by accident so much as in this one. To me, this one, it was almost like it was forcing them to find it by the earthquake and all that sort of stuff. Spoiler. Sorry. But there's an earthquake.
It's not a major
California.
One.
It was California.
We'll have minor spoilers in here. We won't spoil the whole thing.
But. Yeah. But the way that they handled the story on this was really, really good.
Yeah.
The way that
I thought the pacing on this movie was near perfect.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it didn't feel too long. It didn't feel rushed. But it was going from beat to beat to beat. And I thought it was an amazing pacing.
Oh, they did a great job with it. There was no, and here's the thing: when it starts, it doesn't let go.
No, it hits the accelerator, and it's just
it's just like
for the rest of the movie.
Boom, boom, boom. Like you said, it hit every beat just perfectly, and I think they did an incredible job. By far, this is the best movie that I've seen this year. Absolutely. Of 2023 by a long mile.
Oh yes. Chris, back when we did Terrifier 2, you described it as basically your perfect movie. It ticked every box for you, right? Yeah. This is my Terrifier 2.
Yeah.
Evil Dead Rise was that for me. And I've said on Twitter several times, I keep going off about the title card, right? Because the whole movie is framed, by this specific plot device. But when you get to the end of that prologue, you got the title card coming up, and I just remember I sat there in the theater and I was like, "Oh, that's awesome!"
Oh, it was great.
I know title card, but then the whole movie, I'm just like, this is, by the end of it, I literally, if I'd had the time, I would have popped the app open on my phone and bought another ticket.
Yeah.
And without even leaving the theater. Because
just from the get-go of this film, the first frame of it, so reminiscent of the early films with the camera work and everything, where it's like going through the woods and all this stuff. Because it does start out in the woods. We're not going to spoil anything by saying that.
Yeah.
But you see this movement through the woods and all that, and it's so reminiscent of the early films.
I thought it was great. It was obviously a great throwback, and it's a connection. It's how this entity or whatever moves. Yeah. So that's the first thing I thought too. It's like, oh, cool. We're still getting that classic. Evil Dead camera work
for sure. Yeah, and then there's blood like you wouldn't believe that Sam Raimi. Buckets, more than buckets.
Yeah,
I'm talking an elevator full of blood. It was just what's so funny is they play up the whole cheese grater thing as this it's gonna be so gruesome.
Yeah.
And do they deliver? We'll have to let you guys find out.
Yeah. I think that's kind of been one of the things on Twitter is being
it doesn't deliver.
The cheese grater scene was really overplayed.
Yeah.
In marketing, but
I've done worse grating cheese.
I know, seriously.
My knuckles. And I'm just like, oh, I was waiting for it. I know the pain.
Yeah.
And then what happens? I was like, okay. Yeah. That's not so bad.
Really great though. Like the practical effects in this movie were absolutely top notch.
Oh yeah.
That's
and the fact that you're sitting there and you honestly don't know who's gonna live.
No.
This movie caught me so off guard.
Yeah, me too.
On a lot of it, and then I'm just like, oh, there's redeeming factor. We're gonna pull out of this.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no pulling back now.
I saw someone say, like, if you think that this movie was going to hold back because there are kids involved, you couldn't be more wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Because, wow.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah. Now, thinking back on it, I'm just like, geez, it just. I don't know. And just there's one scene in the kitchen. And for some reason, my brain keeps going back to that scene.
Yeah.
But the kitchen was great. But the way that they, instead of the way that they find the book and the records and all this, and what we find out that expands this universe so much farther. This storyline really, really opens up the potential for a lot more.
Yeah.
Which I really dug the way that they did it.
I did too. And something else, you kind of saw, if you saw the trailers, then you got, or even like the first official image that we got from the film, it was the shot through the peephole, right?
Yeah.
And something that I was not prepared for was that there was actually quite an extended scene that you get looking through that peephole, and it's a lot of really great acting and just action going on the other side of that shot.
Both sides of the door.
Yeah,
both sides of the door were brilliant in that. Yeah. No, they did a great job. The kids did a great job. The adults did a great job in it. There's some, I don't even want to call them extras. There's some other people, other
side characters.
I mean,
it's an apartment complex, so they
but
it's the other people who live on that floor. So
but it's trapped on one floor of this building, and it's a ride. It is a ride, people.
It's impressively isolating too, because that was also one of my concerns. Is like, one of the things with these is like how isolating it is. they're always stuck in a cabin in the woods, right?
Mm-hmm.
They do a very good job of isolating these characters.
Oh yeah,
very, very good job. Just with so many things just working against them, and getting them stuck there.
And the reasons why it happens make sense too.
Yeah, they're not contrived at all. It all makes perfect sense.
Yep.
And it's very set up well. It's the hints about why this is going to happen are peppered throughout. So it all is like, yep. I mean that. Yep.
The only one that I don't get is why that door was so closed there in that one apartment that had the fire escape.
Oh yeah, like they were saying, like it was condemned or something, or it was abandoned.
And they were doing some work in it, and it was like they basically barricaded this door so nobody could get into it. It was so bad that they weren't doing work in it. They had been doing work in it at one point and then just had to close it off so nobody could ever get in there.
And I think like the whole thing, and again, this isn't really spoiling anything.
No.
The whole idea is that this building is going to be torn down soon anyway. And so they've just kind of stopped putting work into it.
Yeah.
The
owners don't care anymore.
Yeah.
But no, I loved this film. It by far superseded anything that I've seen so far. In fact,
we talked about how it doesn't slow down.
Yeah.
If anything, it gains momentum all the way through and into the final showdown is just honestly such one of my favorite showdowns in a horror movie. It was so great.
There's one scene, it was just like, I want that as a computer wallpaper. It's that one scene. And I'm pretty sure you know which one I'm talking about.
Probably.
So anyway, but let us know what you guys think. If you guys have checked this film out, let us know.
Yeah.
Down in the comments down below. Make sure that while you guys are down there, hit like and subscribe. Ding ding. Shane, did you have any more thoughts on this? We could go on for hours.
I really could. So I'll just say, you mentioned that it was, your favorite movie of the year, or the best movie you've seen this year. Absolutely the best movie I've seen this year. Absolutely my favorite movie that we've done for this show, this podcast.
It is so close up there with Terrifier 2 for me.
I'm sure. I figured it would be.
It's so hard to.
But see, considering Evil Dead, just by the nature of what it is, leans into some of the cosmic horror that I love, and just the nihilistic, bleak hopelessness.
Yeah, because I mean, know how much of a fan of Evil Dead I am, though.
Oh yeah.
Like sure. I've been talking Evil Dead to you for years. And I'm just like, dude. And so this is a struggle for me. But
sure, man.
I still think I've gotta go with my boy.
Yeah.
And Terrifier 2, I think, still just slightly wins it over for me. So
for me, this one was great to the point where I left the theater and I'm like, how am I going to review any other movies now?
Yeah. You're just crying tears of joy.
I did. I loved this movie.
Yeah. So, but anyway, let us know what you guys think. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you hit subscribe. Until next week, people, I'm Chris Mess.
I'm Shane.
We'll see you out of here. We'll see you guys.